This is amazing.
This is how the other half live it.
Let's play.
I was just curious, all right? I thought it was a fake.
We've all looked at shit that we shouldn't have done in the past, all of us.
Email, it's all blocked.
The story of Panic Button unfolds like a slow, burning spark inside a sealed room, where pressure builds quietly until it transforms into something explosive. From the beginning, the atmosphere feels tight and suffocating, as if every breath taken by the characters is borrowed air. The film draws its strength from the unsettling idea that danger does not always come from mysterious forests, haunted houses, or masked strangers hiding in alleyways. Instead, it grows from something we all touch every single day, our digital selves, the pieces of information we willingly surrender online, and the illusion of safety we believe comes with a glowing screen and a password. This world is shaped by the characters' decisions, and every detail surrounding them feels designed to make the audience question how much control any of us truly have. As the film begins shaping its tempo, the focus settles on a group of people who appear calm and confident on the outside, yet each of them carries hidden fears and unresolved secrets. Their journey starts in an ordinary setting, one they assume is harmless, almost glamorous even, but beneath the surface lies a structure built entirely on manipulation. Each moment is threaded with unease, not because something supernatural lurks around the corner, but because the biggest threat is invisible, watching, and always one step ahead. The tension is created not by jump scares, but by anticipation, the feeling that something is wrong long before the characters realize it for themselves. The script gradually draws attention to how these characters respond to psychological pressure. At first, their reactions seem rational, almost dismissive, as though they refuse to believe that their situation could be serious. But as small disturbances begin to grow into undeniable warnings, their confidence shatters. What makes their fear so convincing is that the danger never introduces itself with dramatic flair. It speaks calmly, calculates its timing, and waits for each individual moment of weakness. This slow, manipulative unraveling becomes the heart of the story, pushing the characters to confront parts of themselves they never wanted exposed. One of the most striking elements woven into the narrative is the contrast between public identities and private realities. Each character has carefully curated an image for the world, a digital mask built through posts, photos, comments, and the constant urge to appear flawless. Yet, once they're placed in a situation where these masks are peeled away, the truth becomes painful to watch. The film uses this contrast to highlight how easily we forget that everything shared online becomes a tool others can use. This idea is not presented as a lecture, but as a living nightmare the characters must survive. Their messages, their likes, their confessions, and even their careless interactions become stepping stones toward their own downfall. As the tension increases, the narrative sharpens its focus on control. It becomes clear that the characters are participants in a game they never agreed to play. The rules shift unpredictably, forcing them to confront impossible choices. Each challenge pushes them deeper into panic, not because the tasks are physically impossible, but because they strike at emotional vulnerabilities. The script emphasizes how fear transforms people, how bravery turns into desperation, how friendships crumble under pressure, and how guilt becomes an unshakable weight. Every choice has consequences, and every consequence tightens the trap around them. The environment around the characters acts like a silent antagonist. Though it appears modern and clean, its cold surfaces and artificial lighting give no comfort. It feels like a machine designed for observation rather than safety. Every sound echoes, every screen flickers with intention, and every instruction arrives with chilling precision. Instead of leaning on chaos, the story thrives on order, an order controlled by something unseen, yet eerily aware of human weaknesses. This calculated structure intensifies the feeling that escape is not just difficult, but perhaps impossible unless the characters are willing to face parts of themselves they have long avoided. As the storyline deepens, the film reveals how each character became vulnerable. Their pasts are not shown through long explanations, but through tense conversations, subtle reactions, and emotional cracks that appear as fear escalates. The pressure they experience becomes a mirror, reflecting their regrets. Some of them crumble under the weight of guilt, while others become defensive or aggressive. But regardless of their differences, the one thing they share is that they underestimated how dangerous their online habits could become. Their confidence turns into confusion, their confusion into fear, and their fear into pure panic as they recognize that someone has been studying them far more closely than they ever imagined. A central theme that emerges is trust: who deserves it, who betrays it, and who manipulates it. The characters entered their ordeal believing they understood one another, but circumstances strip away their assumptions. The story explores how desperation rewires human instincts, turning allies into threats. Under extreme pressure, even the smallest misunderstanding becomes explosive. This shift in dynamics elevates the psychological tension, making every conversation feel like a strategic move in a high-stakes game. The script pushes the viewer to think about how fragile trust truly is when people are forced into survival mode. The pacing of the narrative grows more intense as the characters begin to understand the true nature of the force controlling them. This presence is not fueled by randomness. It has a purpose, a motive built from a twisted sense of justice or entertainment. The elegance of its manipulation is terrifying because it proves that understanding someone's digital life means understanding the person themselves. Each character becomes a puzzle piece in a larger design they were never aware existed. This awareness drives them toward emotional breaking points that feel raw, uncomfortable, and unsettlingly real. As events escalate, the film showcases a blend of psychological torment and moral dilemmas. Each task, each revelation, each command is crafted to exploit moral failures the characters assumed were forgotten. Their digital past becomes a weapon used against them, reminding the audience that the internet never truly forgets. This theme wraps the story in an atmosphere of accountability, an intense reminder that actions taken in the moment can echo far longer than expected. The characters are forced to confront not just the threat in front of them, but the people they used to be, the mistakes they tried to hide, and the repercussions that now return with devastating force. As the plot races toward its final stretch, the characters' emotional states deteriorate rapidly. Panic overtakes reason, and instinct overrides logic. The film uses this shift to illustrate how fear transforms behavior in unexpected ways. Some characters cling to hope, others fall apart completely, and a few attempt to fight back even when their chances seem non-existent. This chaos, however, is guided by precise psychological design. Every scream, every confession, every moment of collapse becomes part of the larger tragedy unfolding. The story highlights the uncomfortable truth that not everyone is capable of standing strong when the walls close in, and not every personality survives pressure with dignity or clarity. The climax tightens all the narrative threads into a single crushing moment where the characters finally see the full picture. They realize that everything happening to them, from the smallest question to the most horrifying revelation, was planned long before they even knew they were in danger. Their digital footprints, their online behaviors, their personal weaknesses, and their forgotten mistakes created a blueprint used to trap them. This realization hits with a cold finality, leaving them to face the consequences of a game they were never prepared to play. The tension reaches its highest point, and the audience feels the weight of every fear, regret, and decision that led them to this moment. As the ending approaches, the story does not offer easy answers or comfortable resolutions. Instead, it presents a chilling reminder of how modern life allows strangers to know us more intimately than we know ourselves. The character's journey becomes a symbolic warning about vulnerability, trust, and the illusion of privacy. The world of Panic Button leaves viewers thinking long after the final scene fades, questioning how safe their own secrets truly are and what unseen eyes may be watching. The last moments resonate with a haunting silence, not because everything is resolved, but because the echoes of fear continue even after the story has ended. The script closes with a sense of lingering unease, as if the events could happen to anyone who underestimates the power of the digital world. The emotional weight carried by the characters becomes a reflection of a greater truth about modern society, that the boundaries between public and private, safe and unsafe, known and unknown, are far thinner than they appear. Panic Button becomes more than just a psychological thriller. It transforms into a cautionary tale about the choices we make and the traces we leave behind. Every moment of tension, every painful revelation, and every desperate decision forms a canvas of fear that remains etched in the mind of the viewer long after the story ends.